Oscar De La Hoya tells Devin Haney to fire his father, Bill Haney, to get a rematch with Ryan Garcia. We getting ready to talk about that right now. This is Serious Grind Boxing. I got to give you a quick jab of boxing news from around the world because we dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. Okay, boxing fans, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Oscar De La Hoya does something called a clapback on Clapback Thursdays, right? And he just did one, and he told Bill Haney that he needs to get fired by his son, Devin Haney, and then Devin Haney needs to step back into the ring and drop the lawsuit against Ryan Garcia. It just says a lot of things, right? And this is what I want you to think about. I think that we need to step back and ask ourselves, you know what I'm saying? I mean, are we hurting the sport of boxing with those types of segments? Because we need to talk about that right there. You got what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I'm jumping on right now, because we need to cut the bull. So let's get real. Boxing thrives on drama. That is undeniable. But And I understand that that's part of what keeps some of the casual fans like myself engaged in boxing. But there's a line between entertainment and being totally toxic, especially when we focus on failure. We talking about lawsuits and we talking about feuds, and we just sitting on a camera and just doing nothing but criticizing other individuals. Do you not feel like that's dragging the entire sport down? Okay, now, and I'm saying this because I want you to think about this. Devin Haney, a young, talented fighter who has accomplished a lot. This guy's like 23 years old, right? He's accomplished a lot in his career already. But instead of highlighting his hard work, his skills, his dedication to the sport, what people are doing, or even talking about the potential for him redeeming himself, he has been reduced to a punchline. And realistically, that's not even fair in the sport of boxing. It's not fair to him. It's making a mockery out of the sport of boxing. Now, I do understand that, you know, this is a combat sport and individuals are not obligated to uplift people. I get that. But I'm telling you, man, boxing sometimes it really needs a facelift. And one of the things that Turkey Al-Sheikh said is that we need to get used to boxers losing. Hey, Muhammad Ali is considered the greatest of all time, and he lost 5 times. You got what I'm saying? Now, we all know that boxing is not perfect. We know that there's corruption, mismanagement, questionable decisions, you know, in boxing. And there are a lot of issues that frustrate fans, and a lot of the boxers, they get frustrated too. But when the loudest voices in the room are focused on tearing each other down, I think it creates what I'm going to call a culture of negativity. And I'm telling you, I think that negativity is trickling down and just going everywhere. You got what I'm saying? Because it seems as if people in the world of boxing right now are focused on tearing each other down. Now, promoters, man, they're doing, I'm not going to say an excellent job, but they are doing an interesting job in the sport of boxing. Because these promoters, it seems as if they hesitate to make big fights because of the backlash. You understand what I'm saying? So fighters, they are avoiding taking risk because they don't want to end up on the next meme. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, man. Fans need to start feeling, you know, kind of disillusioned with this sport. Because I think these disillusioned individuals are destroying the fabric of boxing. And the reason why I say that is because boxing is already struggling, you know, especially when you compare it to combat sports as a whole. If you look at the UFC model, I'm talking about these MMA organizations, you know, like UFC, man, look, they are giving fans the big fights that they want, and they are including all the extra drama. But boxing right now is definitely being pulled down by people in the sport who seem to be hating the sport. You got endless negotiations. You got fighters on Twitter arguing all the times. You got fighters ducking each other. You got individuals who are gold medalists, Olympians and people who were active in the sport like Oscar De La Hoya, and he is doing nothing but speaking negatively about so many individuals. You got what I'm saying? From a casual perspective, man, these people give me every reason to tune out, but I'm not going to tune out. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Oscar De La Hoya, his clapback is very entertaining, but I don't think it's constructive at all. I think that it's encouraging boxing fans of the future to leave boxing. You got what I'm saying? Because it's not inspiring a younger generation of individuals who come from nothing, who come from the struggle and say, you know what? I'm going to chase my dreams. I'm going to become a boxer. Oh, yes, this is what I'm going to do. No, it is completely destructive right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, boxing is more than social media wars. It's more than just, talking back and forth, negatively online. It's supposed to be about the comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like getting knocked down or getting put in a bad situation, and then having a rivalry with somebody and then coming back and just emerging triumphant. You got what I'm saying? But man, I'm telling you, these fighters, they're putting it all on the line. They're putting their life on the line just to achieve greatness, their version of greatness. And it's for your entertainment if you're a casual boxing fan. You got what I'm saying? So I wish people would focus on the meat of boxing, because all of this stuff, especially like Clapback Thursdays, to me, everybody's like entertained, but for me, as a casual fan and as a person that really like combat sports, it pisses me off. I'm very angry about it. And of course, I'm sounding real energetic and I'm sounding really cool, but when I tell you, sometimes I get very angry about it because I'm looking at Oscar De La Hoya do this clapback. And he's saying all these negative things about a father who had a bad life. And when he was younger, he did all kind of wrong things, went to prison, maybe was a pimp. Who cares? I don't care. Did all these. But what this father did, named Bill Haney, what he did is say, you know what? I'm going to make sure that my children did not have the life and does not make the decisions that I made. So what Bill Haney do? He surrounded his children or Devin Haney with people who were great, people who were doing things in the sport of boxing. And then he took his son to Mexico because he couldn't fight in the United States legally. He took his son at 16 years old and they were fighting adults in Mexico. They turned professional and went to Mexico and was fighting grown-ups. And his son was 16 years old. And then he come back to the United States. His son becomes a champion, becomes undisputed, and becomes a millionaire, and put himself in a position where he can take care of everybody in his family and look out for everybody in his family. And that's the person that you hate on, especially when you got a horrible, turbulent past and you don't have a good relationship with your own children. Like, really? That's the person that we are picking at? That's what boxing is coming to right now? Oh, man, I'm telling you, man, I got to give you facts and fire. We got to cut the bull. You understand what I'm saying? Look, this is just ridiculous. You got what I'm saying? It's just more than ridiculous. And I just had to let that be known. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, look. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, but I had to give it to you straight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, man, this is what I want you to do. This is Serious Grind Boxing. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Serious Grind Boxing. I am a completely new channel, and I'm trying to build. And what I want to do with the world of boxing, I want to build the world of boxing. I don't want to tear it down. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if people are not fighting, if those boxers like Devin the Dream Haney or Ryan Garcia, when he's not using performance enhancement drugs illegally, all these fighters, if they're not fighting, they're not boxing, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna help the next generation of boxers become better individuals, if not you. You know, that's the whole reason why I'm getting into content creation right now, because, man, I have a different perspective. I have a casual perspective, and I'm noticing that a lot of individuals who are content creators, I understand they're making content and, you know, they're getting their coin. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do, you know, but this is not what I'm deciding to eat off of. I really like this sport of boxing, and it seems as if people don't like the sport of boxing. It seems like they just want to benefit off the sport of boxing. And, man, that's irritating. So I want Oscar De La Hoya to cut the bull. I'll talk to you soon.